Hello friends, in this video what I am going to tell you, it's a torsion test and this apparatus is known as bar test and it is experiment number 10 of strength of material, and in which what we have to perform, you can see this lab attendant is showing you there are two bars we have to use. One is the steel rod and another one is the aluminum rod, and we have to find out its torque and angle of twist theta. So how can we do that? So let's have a look over here is what. For example, what we are going to do here is that first lab attendant is trying to fix the rod, because he is fixing the steel rod over there, and then he will perform the test. You can see there are two curves over the apparatus. There you have to find out the observed angle of twist, that is theta. And you can see there is a circular white rod and you have to measure its diameter with the scale, or you can do it with the vernier caliper. Now you can see this lab attendant is doing what is trying to put the thread over this rod, and you can see there are two curves over there and there are angles are mentioned over there. First curve is at 200 millimeter distance and another one is on the 400 millimeter distance. So you have to set that curves according to it, because there are adjustable screws, so you can adjust it yourself. Now you can see the lab attendant is putting the load. So first load you have to put, that is of 5 Newton, then you have to increase the load by 5 Newton. For example, the first load will be of 5 Newton, then the next load will be 10 Newton, then the other load will be the 15 Newton, then you have to go with the 20 Newton, then you have to move with the 25 Newton, then there is 30 Newton you have to put it on, and there will be 35 Newton, and their last one will be the 40 Newton. So you have to start from 5 Newton to 40 Newton. So you can read the table of 5, or you can say that you have to add or increase the weight by 5 Newton, but it's up to you. But it is I think it is good criteria to find out the results or observations from this in this experiment or in this bar apparatus. Now you can see one thing, that the load are very heavy. So what you have to do, you have to be very careful while entering to the lab, that you should not wear the sandals. You must have to wear the boots. So now you can see the lab attendant is changing the rod. The previous one is the steel rod, and now he is trying to fix the aluminum rod. So what does it mean by that? You can change the rods. So you can also use copper rod and other rods, but right now we are having the two rods over there. First one is the aluminum and other one is the steel rod. Now what you have to do, arrange these curves with the adjustable screws at the distance of 400 millimeter or 200 millimeter, where the lab attendant is trying to fix it with the Allen key, from where you have to measure it. So first curve will be at 200 millimeter and the other one will be at the 400 millimeter from the start. And at these curves you can see there are two pointers. When you will apply the load, when you will put the load over there, so what will happen then, there is the pointers will change its position, and then you have to take the reading or note down the reading over there. So there are the first column is hanger load, where you have to put the load, whatever the load you are putting, 5 Newton, 10 Newton, 15 Newton. And the other column is for the torque, and torque will be in unit Newton into millimeter. So what you have to do, you have to multiply that load with the diameter of which diameter? The diameter, the white curve you are looking in front of the bar apparatus. So you have to measure its diameter with the scale. And what you have to do, you have to multiply the diameter with that load, so you will get the torque in Newton into millimeter. Then there is the third column, where you will get the twist of rod over 400 millimeter and twist of rod or degrees over 200 millimeter. So the one column should be for the observed value and other column for the calculated values. So how can you calculate the values? I have already told you in the theory classes that what is the formula for the angle of the twist. And what is the formula for the angle of the twist is that theta equals to TL over GJ. So from that you have to calculate the angle of twist. So that will be the calculated, and you have to observe it from the apparatus. So that is that one the twist of rod, or that is observed one. So what you have to do, you have to calculate it and you have to take or note down the reading. And you can see this student is applying the load. Now what we are trying to do, we are finding the diameter of the rod which we put it in the bar apparatus with the vernier caliper, and you can see wherever the line is coinciding, so you have to note down that reading for the polar moment of inertia. Okay students, you have seen how can you perform the experiment in the laboratory, and now I am moving towards the manual, and this is experiment number 10, the strength of material, Department of Civil Engineering. So the objective of this experiment to determine relationship between torque and twist of a circular cross-section specimen is to be investigated in terms of formula. We have already discussed this formula in the theory classes, that is theta twist of angle of twist equals to TL over GJ. So what is T? That is torque, L is the length, G is the modulus of rigidity, that is in PSI, J is the polar moment of inertia. So what is the formula for J? That is polar moment of inertia, J equals to pi d4 divided by 32. So D is the diameter of the rod. So I have already told you while we were performing the experiment in the laboratory, that is the diameter of the rod we were measuring at the end with the vernier caliper. So whatever the diameter, you will get it from there. So you will put it here for the calculation of polar moment of inertia. So you can see there is a mistake, or that is theta, that is angle of twist, G modulus of rigidity, length of the rod, R is the torque. And this is J, that is pi d4 divided by 32. We have already studied in the theory class. This is bar apparatus, and we were having two rods, aluminum rod and the other one is the steel rod. So what we are doing next, you can see the definition in the theory. Torsion occurs when any shaft is subjected to a torque. So it is saying that torsion always occurs whenever the torque has happened. So torque makes the shaft twist, and one end rotates relative to the other, inducing shear stress on any cross section. Failure might occur due to shear alone or because the shear is accompanied by stretching or bending. If bending or stretching occurs, so what will happen? Failure occur. So what is the procedure to perform this experiment? I have already told you in the laboratory experiment. Now this is the observation table, and how can you perform? How can you put all the values here? For example, when we are performing the experiment for the steel, and when we are performing experiment for the aluminum, so there are two observation tables over here. First one, what we have to put, we have the hanger load, whatever the load we are applying in Newton. We were having weights in Newton in the strength of material laboratory. So what we have to do, we have to put the load, for example, 5 Newton, 10 Newton, 15 Newton, 20 Newton, 25 Newton, 25 Newton, 30 Newton, 35 Newton, and 40 Newton. And for the torque, what you have to do, I have already told you, you have to measure the disc which is of white color in the apparatus. You have to measure that diameter. So whatever the diameter you will get of that white circular disc, you have to multiply that diameter with this load N. And when you will multiply with it, so you will get the torque. So this column is for the torque. Then you have twist of rod over 400 millimeter and degrees over 200 millimeter. So first curve for the degree was at 200 millimeter and the other one is at 400 millimeter. So what you have to do, there will be the two columns in this single column. One is the observed value, and other one is the calculated value. Same goes for this observed value and the calculated value. Calculated value with the formula theta, angle of the twist, it is given over here, and the other one you have taken reading from the experiment. And for the aluminum, same goes for it. You have to take same load over here. You have to put the torque here, and the twist of rod, you have to check it and you have to put it here. Let me tell you how can you make your observation table on the Excel sheet. And one more thing, what you have to do over here, that you have to make graphs. So how can you make graphs? For example, you have to there will be the graph between the torque and twist of rod. On the x-axis you have to put torque, and the y-axis you have to put twist of rod over 400 millimeter. So there will be the two lines for the calculated and of the observed value, and degrees over 200 millimeter. So torque versus degrees over 200 millimeter, observed and calculated. So there will be the two lines. So let me tell you, and same goes for the aluminum. So there will be two graphs for steel, two graphs for aluminum. So in each case, draw a graph of twist, draw a straight line through the point twist is directly proportional to the torque, and keep it in mind your angle of twist should be directly proportional to the torque. So let's have a look on the Excel sheet and how can I make it. So let me open this. So there will be the Excel. I am going to open it and then I will share with you. So I am waiting for the Excel sheet to open it and then I will share with you. So let's wait for a while. The speed of my system is getting slower. So it is taking time to get open. So I am waiting still. Okay, it did not open it till yet. So let's have a look. Again, I have to try it. I need to open the Excel. So now it is going to get open. It is on the way. Now it is done. So let me open the blank Excel sheet. Then I will share how can you make it. So let me share it with you again. And this will be the Excel sheet. So let's have, I have some reading, that is the supposed one. You have to do it yourself. So for example, now what I am going to do here, let me save this in my browser, and I am going to save it on the recordings of 18th of April, Torsion Excel graphs with the name of that. So I will put this name and now. So first of all, the observation. So let me do that. Observation table. So this is all about, and now for steel. So I am moving forward with the steel. Now I will put here hanger load. Let me put it here. So hanger load in Newton. Then we have another column that is of torque. And the unit for this is Newton into millimeter. Okay. And then what we have, twist of rod. Twist of rod over 200 millimeter. So this will be like this, and margin center, then control C, and it will be control V. Twist of rod over 400 millimeter. Now what we have to do, calculate it. Here what we have to do, observe. Okay, let me do it in that form. Observed value observed, and this is the calculated one. Calculated. So calculated one should be from the formula, and this one will remain same. So let me Control C and paste it. So this will be like this. So what we have to do, so let me explain you. For example, what our weight we are taking, 5 Newton, then 10 Newton, 15, then 20, then 25 Newton, then 30, and then 35 Newton, then 40. Okay, it's done. And this is an imaginary values. I am taking it right now. You have to calculate it yourself. And now what I am going to do here, I am trying to make borders over here, and I am trying to more borders for this, and it is saying draw border. So I am trying to do which border. So line color is there, line style. So I am trying to increase it. So I am selecting this border. Okay, now it's done. And let me bold all this. So it's done. And let me make it to center. And it should be in Times New Roman. So it will be in Times New Roman, and increase its size. So it will be more clear to all of you. Let me see whether the screen is shared with you or not. Yes, it is sharing. Now, what I have to do for the top. So let me tell you for this. So insert. Okay. So diameter of white circular disc. So which is in front of it. So for example, I am you have to measure it. I am just putting it here. It was previously calculated that it was maybe 35 millimeter. So you have to check it out yourself. So this is the one. And what we have to do here, we have to multiply this with this diameters. So let me select this. Before that, I have to put static, and I have to put $sign over there. So in this way, this will be easier. So now, yeah, it's done. And you have to show all the calculations. I must tell you over there. And the observed value, whatever the degree you have taken. So whatever, so you have to see whatever the angle is coming over there. So you have to note down that reading. I'm just putting it myself, imaginary values. So it is coming out like this, 9, 8, 9, and then 11. So done. These are the observed value, and its observed value is 3, 6, 9, 12, then 9, 12, 15, then 15, 16, and 20, and then 22. So it's all the observed value, and now the calculated one with the theta. So what we have to do, what is the modulus of rigidity for steel? So let me search on an internet. I have already told you how can you search out the modulus of elasticity or modulus of rigidity. So you can, let me wait whether it is coming. So it's now on, it's done. So what is the, let me show the screen. So what is the modulus of rigidity of steel? So let me check. It is coming out 79.3. Some common materials, it is 17.93. 79.3 GPa. So what does it mean by that? Stainless steel, steel cast, it is 78. So we can take it as 78. So let me take it 78 GPa. So it means that 78 10 to the power 9 Pascal. So it should be in Newton per millimeter. So we need it in Newton per millimeter because length is in torque is in millimeter. So what we have to do? So for the torque, what we have to do? We have to take it 10 to the power 9. So 78 we are taking it steel cast. So structural steel. So we are taking it 79. Okay. So let me take it 79 to the power 10 to the power 9. So new share 79. So I am writing here modulus of rigidity for steel. So this is all calculation I am doing for the steel. So you have to do it for the aluminum yourself. So it is 79 and it is x 10 raised to the power 9. So I can put it like this, format cells, and I will put it at superscript. Is it better, or I can put it 79 exponent? So we can go for the format cells, and there is no choice. And if I will put it like this, equals to, so it is 79 exponent. So let me go for it P3 1 2 3 4 5 6 3. So it is in Pascal. Pascal means it is in Newton per meter. So we have a look. Next is what? We have length of the rod. So for if we are calculating for the twist of rod over 200 millimeters, so we will put L equals to 200 millimeter. And here it will be, if we will put it in Newton per millimeter square, so it will be 10 to the power 3. So I have already told you what we have to do. For example, if we have to write down in Newton per millimeter square. So let me put it. No, not a smart lookup. I have done incorrect thing. So format cell, and I have to make it superscript. If I am making it Newton per millimeter square, so what does it mean by that? It will be divided by the 10 to the power 6. So it will remain only 79,000. So I can write down 79,000. So what is next? Modulus of rigidity is done. Length of the rod should be 200 millimeter. Length of the rod over 200 millimeter. So I can write down 200 millimeter. 200 millimeter for the first case. And the next one will be what? Next one is, so let me write it down one more thing over here, that it is G. And this is L1, you can say. So I will write it down here what? This is format cell. So it is subscript. Now I am moving towards the next thing, that is the J, polar moment of inertia. So for J, polar moment of inertia, so you, whatever the diameter you have calculated, that is J. It is J. And whatever the diameter is there, for example, it is coming out to be 0.5 millimeter. So 0.5 millimeter, for example, I am not sure, you have to calculate it with the vernier caliper. So for example, it is coming out to be zero. Let me write it down, the diameter. So diameter which of steel rod, for example, it is 0.1 millimeter, for example. So you have to calculate it yourself. So polar moment of inertia J will be what? I will put the formula over here. It is pi d4. So I can write down 3.141. It should be multiply, it's direct. And this will be this diameter of the rod. And I have to apply caps because it is raised to the power 4. So, and then it will be divided by 32. So I will get the polar moment of inertia here. So this will be the same for both the columns, and it will be millimeter power 4 raised to the power 4. So I can do it superscript, and this will be superscript, and no, it's not done. So let me do it again. So format cell, and it is superscript. So done. So now this is assumed one. You have to calculate it, or you have to measure it with the vernier caliper yourself. So this is the diameter of the rod, that is small d. We have done the numerical on this in the theory classes. Now how can you calculate it? So you have to put the formula of angle of twist theta. That is what? That is T into L. So what is T? T is this one. So T, it is multiplied with L. So length of the rod L1 200 millimeter. So I will do it, make it into the curve, put into the bracket, and I have to apply dollar here because, okay, escape. I have to apply dollar here. So shift, let me do that. Shift dollar. No, it's not dollar, this one. And it will be divided by with what? GJ. So what is G? G is this one. So it will, I have to apply dollar here again. And then I have to multiply steric with J. So obviously it will remain also constant. So this will be the dollar. So escape. I have to apply dollar because this value is fixed for all the values, and I can do it round up. So how can I do that? I have already told you in my previous videos. You can see this one. So this is the way, and I will apply drag and drop. So this is the way to calculate the value. And one more thing, L2 is left. So insert. So it will be 4 millimeter. So L2, it is L2, and it is of 400 millimeter. So 400 millimeter, I will put its value at 400 millimeter because we are taking twist over rod of 400 millimeter. So we will apply the same formula here, but there will be the change. So I will copy this column, copy, and escape this. And this one is paste. And it is taking as for granted. So first one is TL. T is fine. So L will be changed. L2 is C8. So I can change this 8 and divided by with what? With GJ. So G is 79,000 multiplied by polar moment of inertia. So it will remain same. So I have to apply round up. This will be better. And then I will drag and drop it. So it will be in center. So this is the way to find it out. And what we have to do next. So how can we make the graph? And I I am sure you will get the exact idea how can you do this calculation for the aluminum rod. So you have to make the same column like this, same observation table, and all the values you have to take it. But you have to find out the modulus of rigidity for aluminum on Google it, and then you have to put it in Newton per millimeter square, because we are taking all the values in the millimeter. And diameter of white circular disc will remain same. This will remain same because you are taking reading again on 200 millimeter and 400 millimeter for aluminum rod. Diameter of the aluminum rod obviously will be the same, but you have to check it out, find it out, and then you have to put it in the polar moment of inertia. And the remaining formula and all the things will be the remain same. So what you have to do here, you have to plot the graph. And how can you do that? So let me share with you. Insert, you have to go into the insert section. And when you will go insert, so you have to select this scatter diagram. And it is taking so many things. So what you have to do, you have to go for the select data and remove each and everything, whatever it is coming on the graph. So what we have to do, we have to draw the graph between torque and twist of rod. So we have to take this torque on the x-axis. So we are going to add. So we are going to find out the torque versus angle of twist over 200 millimeter. Okay, and this is for steel. So what we are going to do here is it is versus angle of twist, and it is for steel. So this is now what I am going to do. I am going to take x values. So x values will be the value of torque, and the y values should be two values you have to take. First one is the observed value. Okay. And the next value will be what? This is the observed value. And now I am going to add another one, steel. So torque versus angle of twist for over 200 millimeter, observed, not calculated. So we forgot to write it down, observed value over there. So we will put it there, and x value will be this, and this will be the calculated value for over 200 millimeter. It's done. And now what I am going to do, I am going to do edit, and in this I am going to put what I am going to put here, angle of twist over. So let me rub this all. It is making problem. So I am going to write it down here is that steel torque versus angle of twist over 200 millimeter observed. So this is done. Okay. And now I am going to say it okay. And then I am going to do what? I am going to add access title, chart title, and legend is already there. Okay. So what will be the access title? Access title will be the torque. So you have to write down the unit as well. Torque is in Newton millimeter. And on the y-axis, what it is? It is a twist of rod, or you can say angle of twist over 200 millimeter. So you can put theta over there and you can represent torque with the tau, and it is obviously in radian. So you have to write down the radian. It's angle of measurement. And what is this? And the chart title, you have to put it what I have told you, steel, torque versus angle of twist over for steel. So torque versus angle of twist over 200 millimeter. So this will be the good thing. And if you want to add something more, so you can do it. Now you can see, you can make your graph attractive. I have already told you how can you make it. So these things you can do it yourself. And this is all about, this is the one graph I have made. So torque versus angle of twist over 200 millimeter. So there will be another graph. So let me show this. You can also put 4 lines over there also as well. You can do comparison of steel observed value of with the aluminum as well. But you can see there is a small slight difference between over here. So it's okay. You can see your readings. Now I am going to add another graph and there will be here. So for 400 millimeters. So what we have to do, we have to select data and you have to go for the add for steel again. And I am going to write down torque versus angle of twist over 400 millimeter. Okay, done. And it is observed. Then series value of X, obviously torque remains same, and observed value on the y-axis, it will be observed. So done. Okay. Now it's done. And I am going to select data again because I have to another values, and that is for steel, that is the calculated one, steel, angle of torque versus angle of twist, sorry, torque versus angle of twist over 400 millimeter, and that is the calculated one. And X values will be obviously torque again, and Y values will be what? This one, calculated angle of twist. So now it's over, and this is about our diagram. And whatever the things what is left, axis title, chart title, so legend is left. So this is all about, these are the two graphs you can see here, and I can write down its title for steel, and this is torque versus angle of twist over 400 millimeter. So now axis title. So axis title will be what? Axis title will be torque in Newton millimeter, and axis title on y axis will be angle of twist over 400 millimeter. So now I can put it this graph here, and you can see, you can make your graph more decorated. Let me see whether it is showing to your screen or not. And you can see this is the first graph. So now what it tells you that this is the one observation table for the steel. Now you have to make another observation table for the aluminum yourself. And what are the things you have to consider is that modulus of rigidity, you have to search it out from internet. and how did I Google it, and how can you convert it according to the unit. You must know it because I have discussed all these things in the theory classes. Now you have got a better idea how can you do and how can you perform this experiment and how can you do the manual work. And whatever the calculations you have to do, whatever the formula you have applied over here, so you have to do all the calculation one by one in the calculation section of your manual. And one more thing, these are the two more graphs for the aluminum, and you have to make another observation table for the aluminum as well. And one more thing here, diameter of a steel rod I have assumed here, you have to calculate it yourself from the vernier caliper. You have to measure it yourself. And I have already told you how can you do, how can you take the observed reading and calculated readings from the formula of angle of twist, that is TL over GJ. That is T for the torque. So you have to multiply this torque and you can see this formula. What I have done over here, you have to take this torque multiply by what length, that is of 200 millimeter for this twist of rod, divided by GJ. So modulus of rigidity multiplied with molar moment of inertia J, and same goes here. But what is the difference? That will be 400 millimeter. So you have to put 400 millimeter here, and torque will remain same, modulus of rigidity will remain same, polar moment of inertia will remain same. So this is the way to make the graphs for the torsion practical, and you can find out the relationship, and you can see there is the direct proportional, that torque is directly proportional to the angle of twist. For example, what does it mean by that? If torque is increasing, so angle of twist is also increasing. So what do you have to write down? You have to write down in conclusion, you have to discuss these graphs in the conclusion, whatever the values you are getting for the steel and what are the values you are getting for the aluminum. And is there is any influence of distance on this comparison? So you have to discuss this over there. Hopefully you will get the idea how can you perform this experiment and how can you do this experiment or how can you do it into the manual. Hopefully you will get my point, and you have to print out these graphs and you have to attach it in the manual. Thank you so much for watching this video. And one more thing I want to tell you is that I am away from 170 subscribers, and I have fulfilled that. I have achieved 4,000 watch hours on my YouTube channel. So if you like my video, so don't forget to subscribe my channel to make it 1,000 subscriber to as early as I achieve. So I will be get good thumbs up, and it will be the appreciation for the university as well. And one more thing I want to tell you is that you don't forget to follow me on www.nahishazad.blogspot.com. And if you will find my videos very helpful and productive, so must share with your friends and family and in other universities. Thank you so much. Bye bye.